Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, there's some kind of development here regarding what is being perceived as a clash between IMF and Treasury CS John MBADI, whereby it's alleged that IMF has decided that whatever John MBADI is doing is not conforming with their recommendation. And what they want is that John MBADI should introduce other tax measures to make sure that they collect more money.
Now, in the issue of MBADI, like, I'm very happy that now he's actually resisting IMF. They're asking for 30% corporate tax. MBADI is saying 25%. That is what I actually expect of MBADI, and that has now that he has also told us that actually MBADI indicated why he didn't come.
It seems to me that IMF is not learning, or has not learned yet, that Kenyans do not want to be forced with some punitive taxes. And I'm referring to the Gen Z's demonstrations that was received a lot of global attention. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, there is already a growing concern between IMF and the new Treasury CS, whereby IMF is proposing a 30% corporate tax. But John MBADI says that that is going to discourage investment in Kenya, and that the best that Kenyans can pay is a 25% corporate tax. So it seems, based on this stalemate, Kenya and IMF are headed for a confrontation. So I want us to go extensively into this alleged clash between John MBADI and IMF, and why John MBADI seems to be holding his guns and saying that this must be the case. 25% is the best we can collect from corporate tax or from employers, because the bottom line here is not just to collect tax, it's to create job opportunities for locals. So John MBADI, personally, I agree with him. So before we get further on this analysis, please like this video. It's so important if you like this video. I am so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you've not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. John MBADI has maintained that enough is enough. I know, and I've been saying this, and I've always opined in this channel, that John MBADI went for the wrong docket. But whatever John MBADI is doing, personally, I tend to agree with it. Before John MBADI came, assumed that office, an office which all of us, especially 90% of Kenyans, didn't want him to occupy. People wanted William Ruto's government to just fail completely, fail miserably. But you see, the fact that John MBADI took that position received a lot of criticisms from Gen Zs, Kenyans, and so many other people. But whatever John MBADI is doing now is good for the nation. John MBADI has decided that IMF cannot force him to introduce punitive taxes because they want more money to be collected from Kenyans. That's not going to be. It's not going to be the order of the day. That is the position from John MBADI. I don't know how many of you watched the unfolding event in the Senate, whereby CS John MBADI was expected to go to the Senate for grilling and the like, and that is why you find that there's a video that surfaced on Edwin Sifuna clashing with a Kenya Kwanza senator, Aaron Cheriot, over the fact that John MBADI did not attend the Senate.
This is what Edwin Sifuna had to say.
The question that I was supposed to put to CS MBADI is a question that is over a year old. It has taken him less than 2 weeks to become a proper Kenya Kwanza cabinet secretary who has no respect for this house. Honorable Chair, we cannot allow this, because we want to engage with these CSs. I want to tell John MBADI that this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable, totally unacceptable, when they are to show respect for this house. And in fact, it is worse that he was a member of parliament. If he had just been plucked from the wilderness like some of the other people I see, maybe we would excuse him. But he is a member of parliament. He has even finished 2 weeks. Honorable John MBADI must be called to order.
When he wants to leave it on record and say that John Mbadi has become a proper Kenya Kwanza minister who has no respect for parliament, I cannot allow him to do that, Mr. Speaker. Because otherwise, you reduce a very valid point to a partisan debate that is useless.
Then if you go further on this on that story, you find that John Mbadi could have issued a communication in the morning that he was expected to attend. Why? Because Mbadi had been requested to go to State House for a meeting with William Ruto and probably other leaders. So that is the reason why John Mbadi could not go to the Senate. And Sifuna took that opportunity to attack John Mbadi the most. You all saw what happened. But if you look at this matter also from the other side of the coin, you want to ask yourself, what would have John Mbadi done if at all he was requested by the president to go for a State House meeting? Was John Mbadi supposed to decline that request from the president, or is his boss because he's attending the Senate? What was John Mbadi supposed to do? Personally, I think John Mbadi didn't have a choice. That's why he initiated a communication with the Senate Speaker that he was going to show up. But you see, this issue did sit well with Edwin Sifuna based on what we saw online, based on the videos that I've just shared here, ladies and gentlemen, and based on the remarks from Edwin Sifuna thereafter. There's also a growing concern that is coming out, a growing concern where it is alleged that John Mbadi is growing thin, his health is deteriorating. Why? Because of the frustrations, purported frustrations. And this was also exposed in the National Assembly, that John Mbadi's health appears to be, to be different from. If you look at John Mbadi now, you look at John Mbadi who was before he got appointment, there is a total different. They are seeing a total different person in terms of venye amekaa. You see, it's as if based on the remarks ni kwamba John Mbadi ni kama anapitia pressure. Unaona kama ile makoti yake ambayo anavaa yanakaa kama ile koti ya Rigathi Gachagua. You see, Rigathi Gachagua back then, you could see him in very oversized coats. I don't know why he used to like oversized coats, but John Mbadi has also been spotted with a similar coat. Some are saying that John Mbadi is growing thin. Some are saying he is thin because of the frustrations and the problems he's facing with IMF. So the position of John Mbadi matters. IMF request of corporate tax to go to 30%, and him declining, and him also going to an extent of declining to introduce more tax policies. I agree with John Mbadi. That is the right way to go. IMF cannot dictate how much money we should pay. It's not their country. This is Kenya, and Kenya is home. That's what people are saying. So IMF cannot dictate how much we're going to pay. They can't dictate for us. It is us to decide how much we're going to pay based on our earnings, our revenue. You can't be forcing people to pay more while they receive less. Where will they get this money from? And this is the reason why there was a lot of demonstration, and you saw what happened. It was out there, the BBC, Al Jazeera, WION, and everywhere. Deutsche Welle. And all other local media, local news stream media stations. You saw what happened. All the YouTube channels showcased that demonstration. TikTok and everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but I was just trying to keep you posted with what is going on regarding this purported clash between IMF and CS John Mbadi. And CS John Mbadi has maintained that 30% that is being proposed by IMF for the corporate tax cannot be implemented simply because, one, it will make investors shy away. Two, it is not the right thing for the nation right now because people are crying over lost jobs, and corporates are also crying because they are paying more than what they receive. The economy has been literally grounded. So, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps if you're watching this video and have not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.